To crash for some odd reason. Apologies for that. Alright, back once again. Load again. Sorry, we have some technical issues tonight. There we have it. So we'll go on board with Yuri started at time, but we'll be on board with Divine Eye did set his lap and was only good enough for P12, unfortunately. On board with Marios now, as he looks set to. He's having a pretty decent season so far, if I recall. Let's see where he is in the championship standings. Marios is P9 at the moment on 92 points. Had a couple of races where he didn't score any points. One race where he did miss out altogether, so wasn't able to attend. But I'd say a P9 is fairly respectable for Marios so far. Shermanator goes P9 with a 20.5, which is not a bad lap at all. Got a little bit of a gap to the cars in the head, so he needs to improve by about 2.5 tenths in order to get him up at least one place. So plenty of time to be found for him. He steps now, goes P1 with a 19.5. Fantastic lap for him. First run on the soft tires. So he'll most likely just get one more lap in right at the end of the session. And Marios, on cue, goes P9. Go with Yuri now, as Yuri is going to be wanting to continue his championship charge. Going to be giving some slipstream, or no, I thought he was going to be giving some slipstream to the car behind. That is Cutthroat, his friend who is on 6th lap old softs at the moment, and it looks like it looks like they're working together. I'm not sure if this is allowed. So that'll be maybe something for someone to report, but he's giving a huge slipstream down into turn 1. He's going to carry on. He's now going to be giving him another slipstream once again. So I'm not sure if this is entirely legal. I'm really not sure. That is interesting. I know they're friends, but if that is legal, they're completely two different teams. DRL Alex now, improving even more, up to a 19.2, so one to watch for sure in the session and in the race. Yuri manages to keep it tidy, kind of, this time. Let's see what he's able to do coming up to the line. Goes P1, of course, by nearly a second to DRL Alex. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. Anyways, we'll go on board with Oluwaritchi now for what seems to be will be his only lap, so he needs to keep it nice and tidy. Wasn't able to get a good couple of runs in, or he invalidated his lap. Cuts that part of the chicane nicely. Unfortunately goes wide onto the grass just about, but seems to have some decent turn. Oluwaritchi needs to get his confidence back, I think. He hasn't had the best of luck in a few races now. This is quite a bit of the overtake on the exit now into the Ascari chicane. P9. Not a bad lap from Oluwaritchi. He can definitely fight forward from there. Go on board with the steps now as he looks to increase. No, he's on his out lap at the moment. Or no, this looks to be a quick lap. No, I think he's just burning some fuel off. And then he will go for a hot lap right at the end with minimal fuel. I have some extra tire wear to deal with, but we'll have to have a look at that. Could be running into some traffic here. No. Clear track. Plenty of drivers within slipstreaming distance of each other down the main straight. Might get caught in some trouble there. On board with your Alex, who seems to be caught behind, unfortunately, an Aston Martin. Oh, he is working with another driver, in fact. He's working with Naismith as well, it seems. He is up on his time. Could he be affected by some dirty air? Oh, this is going to be difficult. Oh, this is going to be tough. Perhaps they get slowed down a little bit there. I think he's going to break into him. Nope, not quite. Takes a wider line, comes back over to cut it into. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Yep, still plenty to do for Alex in the main race. Tongana goes P3. The steps. Where can the steps finish in this qualifying session? Currently P4. Oh, did not have the best. Oh, and he's run out of fuel. That is unfortunate for him. Kaka now, let's see what he's able to. He's up by 2.5 tenths now. That'll catapult him all the way up into P3 if he's able to keep it right up to the line. Looks like he has managed to do so. P3 for Kaka. Alabriadis doesn't seem to be on a lap. The Earl Swanee does not improve. He simply was out there to give Tichin, I think. Oh dear, what is going on here? Well, we're going to need to DNF from the race. Unfortunately, the game has decided to put me in a car because the game crashed. So we will be going out on some softs with minimum fuel. Someone's readied up already. Oh, Lopo. Lopo's in the chat. How's it going, my man? Apologies. Sorry, I was distracted that whole time because we got people in the chat who are in the race who are cheating. Not cheating, but yeah, it's just doesn't make sense to me, anyways. How you doing though? All good?
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please. No rain expected, no rain expected for the
No rain expected in the race tonight, so fully dry Monza. We're going to see plenty of overtaking, most likely. And my internet seems to be little bit. I'm not sure if that's me or just the game, because I'm pretty quick into that. Alright, let's retire from this session. As we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are go, 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 go. Ooh, get out the way. Get out the way. Very nice. Get out the way. Down into turn 1. What are we going to see? A big send from Tonga. Oh, there's a, there's a huge pile up, I think. Oh dear. DRL Alex unfortunately lost a few positions there. Just the one driver on hard tires at the moment. So up 2 is Tonga and the Steps. They need to work together really to try and stay within the DRS of Yuri, and he's already out of the DRS. That is not what you want to see. Yeah, Alex, of course, on those hard tires was suffering in those early stages. He's managed to close it down now at the moment. He needs to do a little bit more to try and close back in. So most of the drivers are on mediums at the moment. One driver on the soft tire, which is Exterminator. Cutler gets past Marios now. And Oluwarichi is trying to get past as well. Gets past very nicely indeed. Teammate goes slightly defensive, and now that makes Oluwarichi go quite wide. Exterminator is now looking to fight. And that is a virtual safety car, so it should allow everyone to recharge their batteries once again. Was that Tranquiloson? Yep, it looks like Tranquiloson was out into Tranquiloson was in the wall. Had a little bit of a moment on the exit there, but it is what it is. And now the gap between Yuri and Tongana is up to 1.4 seconds now at the moment. Tonga's going to be really sharp on the safety car restart. Let's slow down. The gap is definitely was not that, and Mihu has picked up a drive-through penalty for a safe or virtual safety car infringement, and so that's going to only be hurting his race even more. DRS has been enabled now as we are on the second lap, and the virtual safety car has finished. Kaka really pushing the steps through, wants to be the first to get past Tonga. He's going to benefit from the DRS now, and he's using a little bit of his ERS now just to defend, make sure he's got that position secured. And this should be a fairly straightforward move. And Euro Alex now moves into P2. He's going to get boxed in now, I think, or no, he takes route on the outside. Oh, there's going to be a big contact. The steps. Oh, Zero Alex, what is going on? What is going on? Oh dear. Zero Alex in his first race looks to be quick, but it seems like that was a little bit of a reckless move. I'm not sure if there was some hard defense going on there under braking. Maybe would have picked up a little bit of damage from that as well. No, damage seems to be okay. Wing seems to be intact. These guys really have to work together in order to try and close back up to Yuri, who is just cruising out in front. He's got hot lap mode on. Doesn't seem to have a care in the world at the moment, but Zero Alex now picks up his first time penalty. I think he would have had a couple of warnings for that lap 2 incident where he went slightly wide, or lap 3 would have been, sorry. Sherminator making a move now on Olarichi. And Zero Swanee goes a little bit wide through Parabolica. And he is into the pits indeed. Olarichi and him fighting closely together. And it seems like they're going to let him pass. Yep, he is indeed going to be let pass. The gap between Kaka and Tongana is already up above 1 second. So DRS is obviously incredibly vital around here. So now Tonga's got a lot of work to do. He is a little bit lower on ERS, however, Kaka is lower. You really want to be DRS swapping if you can. Paddy is on the battery at the moment. Gerald Alex is down to about 30%. Now we're going to see a big send here. Oh, that is unfortunate. But Paddy keeps it going though very nicely indeed, and that's going to be, ooh, that was nearly an issue as well. Paddy gets the move done on, oh, Alabriada's coming out of nowhere now. And I'm not sure what Alex is doing because he's got the hard tires on, so the race will come to him later on. And that gap between Yuri and Kaka is now 2 seconds. Steps going into the back of Tonga now through the first chicane. Alabriada's having a solid race so far. Up a few positions, I would believe. Oh, the Steps has got 13 seconds. So has Zero Alex. Sorry, he's got 16 seconds. So that would have been through that lap 1 or turn 1 incident. And now Tonga lets him go. Wants to work with him, I think. Not sure if that would have been the ideal place to let him go, but nonetheless it works. That is definitely a track on this morning for the Steps there. Alabriadis up 2 positions into P5 now. Solid race for him so far. Trying to get on the battery nice and early, but definitely has to get the power down, get the traction down, make sure he's all good on that. First of all, before he does that, it's going to be an easy move into turn 1. Seps has his battery on none, so he's going to get triple overtaked here into turn 1. Takes the wide line, a little bit of contact between Tongana and Alabriadis. This is an absolute mess down in turn 1 with all these drivers so close within the DRS of each other. We have a DRS train from P3 all the way down to P10 at the moment. And we can see Cutthroat make a move down the inside turns off his battery. And that's a lovely shot there, side by side through another chicane. He gets pushed a little bit wide there. Cutthroat and Jan, a little bit more contact, and Jan seems to have some end plate damage there, unfortunately for him. Picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is crucial. At the moment the gap is at about 2.6. I mean, Yuri does seem to have the pace tonight. Oh dear, Alex running into the back of Alabriadis. And now Tongana with some end plate damage wants to get in on this fight as well. We're going to see some DRS chicken early on. Yep, we got some lifting pretty early on. Oh my days. And the Steps, I think, had a little bit of an incident with Alabriadis. That is unfortunate. Alex should benefit from the DRS. No, he will not. So Tongana, Paddy, able to cruise back up. It's going to be a double overtake. Alex brakes late, Tongana brakes later, and oh, Paddy goes into the back of DRL Alex. Jan with end plate damage as well. What is going on tonight? There is a whole heap of action going on. And the gap between Kaka and Tongana is already at about 5.4 seconds, 5.5 seconds. So the top two are just cruising away. I'd imagine we're going to be seeing a safety car at some point with the way the driving standards are tonight, but Tongana lets DRL Alex go once again on that little section before the second Lesmos. Wants to make sure he secured DRS. DRL Alex is slowing down, doesn't want to... Tongana doesn't want to pass him just yet. Wants to pass him on the main straight, of course. So it's a tricky track to recharge your ERS. Unless you're at the back of a train, then you've got every opportunity to recharge. Tongana's going to be on the battery here slightly. DRL Alex is in hot lap mode, wanting to defend, but Tongana just should have much more overspeed down into turn 1. What are we going to see? Both braking extremely late, and oh dear, that's going to be another time penalty for DRL Alex. Trying to fight it a bit too much there. And what is going on with these driving standards? Alex is not defending from Paddy. Tongana now picks up another time penalty. Oh dear, these penalties are just going to be racking up, aren't they? Oh dear. There we go, Paddy should be able to get past Tongana now. Yes, he does. Just the one position lost for Tongana, but now has DRL Alex all over the back of him. DRL Alex and the steps, unfortunately, with the biggest time penalties. They're going to have to serve their penalties, at least one of them anyways. Unless there is a safety car, then they will be able to get rid of those time penalties without a huge amount of issue. I mean, they will drop places most likely. DRL Alex is on the battery now, trying to challenge Tongana in front of him. Gets past so far, but will he get past him? Yep, he gets past fairly easily actually. Paddy's able to defend into turn 1, and DRL Alex almost outbraking himself, running into the back of Paddy there. If I'm Kaka, I'm thinking about an undercut on Yuri. He's got to stay within that 3-second gap. So Yuri will have to do everything he can to keep it above 3 seconds. Seems to not be having the tidiest of lines at the moment. But nonetheless, we see a swap between Naismith and Swanee, who are both on the hard tire, trying to work together perhaps, get themselves back in the fight with the midfield runners. There is still one big DRS train from P3 all the way down to P11. He was the back, he is out of ERS, so he's going to fall off the back of this ERS train now, unfortunately for him. But it is a very quick pace. Obviously these drivers are jostling for position at every opportunity they can, and we see a couple of drivers into the pits. Jan, unfortunately, brakes a little bit too late into the pit lane, so another 10-second time penalty is handed out, and he won't be able to serve that now. Will he get his wing fixed? Yes, he will. And DRL Alex has DNF'd. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but he's DNF'd on track. Didn't seem to be any damage related to it. But let's see if we're able to catch that there. No, we're not catching it, but DRL Alex has DNF'd on track. And DRL Swanee now picking up a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Tonga in between an Aston Martin sandwich at the moment. And You know, DRL Swanee is also DNF to the pits tonight, so it seems to be the drivers just don't have it in them tonight. Ray Smith now picking up a time penalty, 3 seconds for track limits violations. And Cutthroat somehow has come out of this battle into P3. The extremely slow through Parabolica. And now the Steps is coming into the pits, perhaps to get rid of his time penalty, and also to change his front wing. Cutthroat Murillos now in their little train. So who has done a pit stop? That is the big question. Schindler's on the mediums now. Jan gets past him fairly easy into turn 1 with the use of DRS, I presume. Cutthroat now on the back of Murillos. Could he send it into Parabolica? Decides to back out a little bit. There's a yellow flag in turn 1. I think that is Mihu. Yep, it's Mihu, unfortunately, who seems to have went off perhaps a little bit there. Kaka and Cutthroat in the pits now, as well as Olorichi, who's unfortunately might have to double stack here. Yep, he will have to double stack. That is extremely unfortunate for him. And he's getting his front wing change as well. Oh dear. That is something that you do not like to see. That'll be affecting Olorichi's race a huge amount now. Rios could pick up some decent points here if he's able to keep it nice and tidy for the rest of this race. We've got to see some solid outlaps from Kaka now. Hopefully able to undercut Yuri and get within a couple of seconds. That's all he needs to do. I mean, ideally, he wants to be able to get into the DRS of Yuri and just have him get towed along. That's the idea. He wants to win the race with the help of penalties, but of course he's got to try and keep it as clean as possible himself as well. You see Yuri, Paddy and Alavriadis in the pits now. So where will Yuri come out? Will he come out in traffic? And where will Kaka be? So Kaka is out, and Yuri has just arrived into turn 1. So the gap actually seems to have increased just about a little bit, or it stays about the same. So unfortunately for Yuri, or for Kaka, that undercut did not really quite work. So perhaps it didn't quite have the temperature in the tires in order to maximize the undercut. Terminator could be able to jump up quite a few positions if he keeps it nice and clean. Plenty of drivers around him with penalties. Actually, the 4 drivers in front of him all have penalties. I'm not sure which penalties they are. 6 seconds, 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean, as long as he can keep it clean, stay in the DRS of Jan, have Jan kind of tow him along a little bit. He could jump up to about P8, which would be a pretty good result for a Terminator. He's had, of course, a tough time in the league, a few DNFs, a few incidents. He's on the medium tire though, so just gotta manage those tires as best he can. Rios now into the pits off those 13 lap old mediums, and Kaka sets the fastest lap of the race now. Kaka has a big gap to any cars behind him who could potentially challenge him. And Cutthroat now sets the fastest lap of the race. Cutthroat up into P8. He's got Rios just in front of him, who has come out the pits on fresher hard tires. However, he's going to have to work those tires into the optimal temperature, get them working so that the grip will be available. And Yuri has gone past Line 9 now, who's perhaps hoping for a safety car. Started the race. No, he did not start the race on hards, actually. He has made a pit stop already. Yuri's not going to be giving him the DRS. So Yuri just wants to get on with it as much as possible. Yuri now taking the fastest lap of the race, away from Cutthroat, his chum buddy. And Richie with 3-second penalty now. Tonga really wants to get past the two drivers in front of him. On the battery already, he's already down to less than 10%. So, I mean, with the use of DRS, it should be fairly straightforward. So he cruises past Marios. Marios just has to hang on, bide his time. Oh, big send! Oh dear. What have I just seen? I just saw an act of terrorism there from Marios. And I presume, how is his wing not come off there? How has his wing not come off? That's a miracle. Maybe, I mean, Cutthroat might have damage from that. Oh, his wing seems to be intact as well. Maybe some damage to the chassis, perhaps, but that was a move that you do not want to see in any league race, really. With Naismith now is in P10. Oh, Kaka has got past Divine Eye as Divine Eye finally pits now. Will rejoin towards the back of the field, I'd imagine around P14, as Mihu at the back just doesn't seem to have any luck today. Well, let's see where Divine is able to come back, and Jazz is also in the pits, so I'd imagine he would come out 14th. Tonga has now lost the DRS from Cutthroat up ahead of him. He needs to do a better job of saving battery, because that is really where he's struggling at the moment. And oh my god, I don't even want to look at these penalties. Oh Jesus, I'll just let the game sort it out. I'm not going to calculate it myself, but that gap between Yuri and Kaka is now up to 5.7 seconds. So pretty much safely say that Yuri's going to be running away with this race, unless there is a late safety car, which I'd imagine is a very high possibility in this league, especially with the driving that we've been seeing tonight. Getting past Yam there, and Shermader on those medium tires just has to recharge his battery as much as he can. Goes very deep there on the entry to that chicane. Jan's still with his 10 seconds, unfortunately, so that is going to be hurting his race time towards the end. We'll drop him down to most likely P13, 14. But still within the DRS of Alagriadis, who is, I have to say, having a fantastic race once again. Paddy also having a great race, up in P3 in the moment in the podium positions. We need a late safety car to spice this race up. Come on. A late safety car would be fantastic. Just give us a safety car lap 22, let's say. 4 laps time. Where have we got close battles? Mihu, 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits, and is that going to be him retiring from the session? I'd imagine so. They're not wanting to get past the moment, is stuck in none. Doing a pretty good job of keeping it tidy at the moment. To hop on to this onboard now, and these two perhaps working together now. Try and close up to the back of Paddy. Gap is about 2.5 seconds at the moment. However, with the huge advantage in straight line speed that you get from the use of DRS, you can gain easily 5-6 tenths on the back straight. Ridiadis and Cutler. Let's see if they do another swap now, and let's see how much advantage they gain. Ridiadis on the battery at the moment. Cutthroat is in hot lap mode. And how much overspeed Alagriadis is going to have now. Yep, very nice swap from them. Gained about 4 or 5 tenths there, I want to say. Although that exit was not the best. Oh, and he goes onto the grass, nearly taking out Cutler in the process as well. So that was actually, in fact, they lost time there to Paddy. So Alagriadis needs to perhaps settle down a little bit and do his best to make the passes efficient, clean. Tongana now with 9 seconds of penalties, so he's going to be dropping down quite a bit as well down the order. Shermader is crucially out of the DRS of Jan and Vinay in front of him. Pretty good Ascari chicane there, and unfortunately doesn't have the slipstream, whereas Jan does, and the slipstream itself is so valuable around here. Alagriadis and Cutler swapping once again, gets the gap down to about 2 seconds. Needs to have a better chicane than he did last time around. That looks a lot smoother. About 3 or 4 tenths there on Paddy, the car ahead. Needs to just keep it consistent if possible. He's up 5 tenths on his current best at the moment. pushing him through the corners, nearly. And this should be a fairly straightforward pass as well. Don't have the speed in order to close back up to Paddy. And the steps, oh, awful race for the steps, unfortunately. Having served that 10-second time penalty is down in P12 at the moment. Cuthbert seems to have some decent pace. I mean, it varies. Through the corners, he seems to be lacking quite a bit, but on the straights, he's an absolute rocket ship on the straights. Briades and Cutthroat swapping again. It's just not enough, is it? Paddy seems to have it on lock. Using a little bit of battery if he needs to. Just to keep the gap at a manageable distance. And Yuri picks up another time penalty. 6 seconds for Yuri. Could we see Kaka snatch the win now? All Yuri has to do is have one potential mistake somewhere. He's got 2.7 seconds to find somewhere. Steps onto the back of Shermayer now. Maybe shouldn't fight this too much, so he can potentially get dragged along. The two cars behind him have time penalties. Could we see a double overtake here? Although Richie is in a hot lap, but he's not got the battery on at the moment. Seems to be closing up incredibly quickly. Oh, late braking there from Shermader. It was very, very deep. Actually, Alabriadis and Paddy have managed to close the gap to 1.2 seconds, so they found some pace somewhere, unless Paddy had made a mistake somewhere, unfortunately. Cutthroat is now potentially in the DRS. 9.5 tenths, nearly under a second, or nearly over a second. No, Cutthroat will have the DRS here. So Alabriadis could be potentially fighting for a P3 finish here, which would be a fantastic result for him. He's managed this race very, very well indeed. Coming up to the last 3 laps of the race. Yuri would need to get another 2 time penalties in order to lose this race. And I don't imagine he would be doing that anytime soon. Or sorry, Jazz Perez. Ooh, big send from Naismith. Oh, are they getting locked tires? Yep, I think they have a little bit of contact there. Jazz Perez perhaps not too happy about that move, but hey, I'm sure he'll get him back at some point. He is still within that 1 second. Jan now picking up another time penalty. Smith with another time penalty as well. Oh, I don't even want to count the time penalty that we have. I think it must be close to about a minute. Richie getting past Sherman there. Why is he using his ERS here? I'm not sure why he's using his ERS here. We have the DRS? No? Sherman has the DRS somehow. Got third and Paddy now, having a little bit of contact through the chicanes. And does not want to let Alaviatis through, and Cutthroat breaks extremely deep now. Nice side-by-side action. Are we going to see a send on the inside from Alaviatis? No, we are not. A little bit of a wobble there from... Oh, this is the last lap. Oh, jeez. I'm not paying attention at all. Yuri crosses the line to finish P1. Congratulations to him. Cutthroat. Oh. No, Petty is still in front. Kaka finishes in P2. Paddy should have enough better. Oh, I was going to say. An act of terrorism. Paddy comes across to complete the podium here tonight in Monza. Alavriadis with a very solid finish for him in P4. Cutthroat secures a P5 finish. Tongana, where will he finish post his penalties? Down in P8, it looks like. Divine Eye with a P6 finish. Fantastic race for him. There you have it. That was Monza tonight. But there you have it. Yuri finishes in P1 ahead of Kaka in P2. The step should be black flag. Why do you say that? I didn't see the incident that you're talking about. Perhaps, I mean, if it was that, I think it was that incident with DRL Alex, then potentially. I mean, I don't know what happened there. So, one for the stewards if someone decides to report it. But dear old Alex, yeah, didn't have the best race after qualifying in P2. Perhaps the hards were not the option for that one. Was it the steps? I'm not sure if it was the steps who caused that incident. I think it was maybe would have been Alex, but hey, one for the stewards again to decide. But there you have it. Those are your finishing positions. Alavriades and Divine Eye with solid drives. Well done to both of them. Steps actually recovered back to a P7 finish, but big congratulations to our podium, Yuri, Kaka, and Paddy. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Your wing broke? Yeah, I saw you had some wing damage, but unfortunate. It's Monza. Turn 1 is always a big issue. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you all next week.